So today we are talking about the things you should do if you are bored of FIFA 22 career mode. We have reached that part of the FIFA cycle where career mode might start getting boring for many of you. Some of you guys probably stopped playing back in November last year. But today I'm going to be providing some tips to try and make career mode fun again for you to last you until the end of the FIFA cycle. There's still a few months to go, but we're almost at the finish line. We might have a part 2 in the future, so please leave comments on what things you do when you're bored of FIFA career mode, and you might get featured in a future episode. If you do enjoy today's video, please leave a like for me, it always helps, and make sure you subscribe for more FIFA 23 and FIFA 22 videos. So tip number 1 is going to be playing on ultimate difficulty. In career mode, usually we stay on difficulties we feel comfortable with and where we have a chance at winning titles and stuff. I usually play on a difficulty where I can win a good amount of games. If I start losing a lot of games, then I lower the difficulty because no one likes to lose. But sometimes it might be better to go to a higher difficulty to give yourself more of a challenge, which will make winning titles more sweeter and just, your overall experience a bit more challenging and fun. You might be bored of career mode simply because you're just on a lower difficulty and the AI is not putting up much of a fight. Now, me and Ultimate difficulty, we do not get along, as you probably know by now. If I play on Ultimate, I'll probably break my controller, throw it around, break the TV, break the PS5. But anyway, it's something you might want to consider. It's something you might want to check out if you're looking for something a little bit more harder and challenging. Now, for a different type of gameplay challenge, you might want to turn the competitor mode setting on. This is another thing you probably should check out in career mode because it will make it even harder to beat the AI. I'm not really a competitor mode fan. I don't really like when they start doing all those skill moves and stuff, so I didn't really bother with it for FIFA 22, but if you're looking for the challenge, try competitor mode. It was introduced in FIFA 21 as a new setting and it sort of refreshed the CPU AI in career mode and foot squad battles. And obviously it only worked with legendary or ultimate difficulties. And basically what it does is it replicates the playstyles of some of the best FIFA pro players in the world. So basically however the pro players play, the AI will sort of act the same way. In FIFA 22 they sort of tweaked competitor mode to make it a little bit better. So it says for players who like a challenge, we rewrote the defending competitor mode CPU AI with something we call threat-based defending, with the CPU better understanding who the players they should mark are, which off-ball runs they should chase, and which dribblers they should close down. With threat-based defending, competitor mode is more challenging than before. To not be left behind, we're also tuning the attacking moves with space-based attacking. This allows the competitor mode CPU AI to have a better understanding of spaces and when to perform dribbles and passes, including performing killer through balls or bending precise crosses in the box. So yeah, they have tweaked it in FIFA 22 to make it a little bit better. You might want to check it out. It will definitely make it a little bit harder when you verse the AI and stuff. But for me, it's not really something I use personally. Now, the third difficulty tip is to try player-based difficulty. This is a new setting for FIFA 22. It enhances the really good players on the pitch pretty much. So this is basically what it is. It's a new setting when playing against the CPU. The idea is that when you play against a team like PSG, Mbappe really stands out as being a more dangerous player due to his attributes. Similarly, if the opposition team is starting a low-rated player among a team of high-rated ones, they will be easier to tackle or dribble past. Essentially, player-based difficulty individualizes the difficulty of each player. For example, when playing on professional against an average team but with Mbappe in their squad, he will behave as if he was on a difficulty higher, like world class, while his teammates will still perform as being on professional difficulty or lower. So yeah, it's a really good setting. I do use it in my career mode saves as well. When you see these good players in the game, you want to see them better than everyone else. That's basically the point, like it would be in real life, I guess. So I turn this on, and if you're looking for the challenge to make gameplay more fun, maybe try the player-based difficulty as well. Now, if you're bored of career mode, this is going to be the ultimate setup here. I promise you, you will not be bored if you turn these things on. Ultimate difficulty, competitor mode on, and player-based difficulty on. If you can do this and survive, you are the master of FIFA. This is basically like playing Call of Duty on veteran difficulty. You will not survive. You will probably get relegated into Skybet League 4. Even with PSG, you'll probably be relegated. So yeah, this is the ultimate trifecta here. If you turn all these three on and you still win the league, then good luck to you, man. But this is the ultimate setup if you want to break your controller. You will not be bored of FIFA career mode with these settings, but you probably will be frustrated a lot. This is something you definitely need to try if you're bored of a traditional career mode. Do a European Super League. I tried this in FIFA 21 and I had so much fun. I even did it on the channel as well. I think on my second channel or something, but we had a lot of fun with that. And basically you put all the best teams around Europe in one big competition, one big league, and basically you do a season like that. It's so much fun because every game feels like a Champions League final. There's no easy games technically, and you have to do your best. We did win this competition on goal difference, and we finished on 82 points. But as you can see, you've got Spurs, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, Man City, PSG, Inter, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Chelsea, Leipzig, Napoli, from Germany, Italy, England, Spain, all that kind of stuff. Put them together and do one big European Super League. It's so much fun. So it's pretty easy to set up. Just go to the Premier League and then get rid of some of the teams you don't want from England and put in the good ones from around the world. So let's go to Italy and you want to put like Juventus or something. You can put them in like that. You're just basically swapping the teams until you've got a good mixture of teams from the big 4 countries around Europe, you know. Basically put the teams you want and do one big European competition. It would be so much fun for you. Now, if you're bored of career mode, a cool challenge you can do is a rebuild challenge. This is one of the most popular ways of playing FIFA career mode, and pretty much everyone knows what a rebuild is by now. You've probably already done one in your FIFA 22 career mode already, but if you still don't know what a rebuild is, it's basically when you take a team that has fallen from grace and try to turn the club around by bringing in new recruitments and just basically turning the club around again and getting them up to the top. So there's many different teams you can use for a rebuild challenge. There's heaps of them on YouTube. But if you're looking for some suggestions, maybe Sunderland, who started off in the Premier League and then they kept going down and down, you might want to turn them around and build them back up. And there's also teams like Manchester United that are more high profile with a better team, but still can't get it together and still not really challenging for anything at the moment. So there's so many different teams you can choose for a rebuild. That's what makes it so good. It's very versatile. Have a look on YouTube if you're unsure. See what other people are doing and try and do one yourself if you haven't already. It's one of the most popular ways of playing career mode. Now, another popular way of playing career mode is a road to glory. This is another style of career mode you can do. You've probably seen it and heard about it so many times by now. If you don't know what a road to glory is, basically you start at the bottom in the bottom tier league and work your way up to the top division. So for instance, you can start in like League 2 in England and then work your way up to the Premier League, or you can do the 3rd Bundesliga competition and go all the way up to the top Bundesliga competition. So that's basically how it works. Road to Glories always work well because you can do multiple seasons, you can do multiple promotions, and it basically is like a long-term storyline across multiple seasons, which always makes things more interesting, engaging, and fun. You can take over these second clubs and then try and get them better than the original club, I guess. And there's also other clubs as well in like Sky Bet League 2, like Salford City, who have owners that are former Manchester United players, and maybe you can take Salford over and become better than Manchester United. There's so many different clubs you can choose for a road to glory, basically starting in those low divisions, trying to build this super team that can challenge for the Premier League or the Champions League or whatever's the top in your region, I guess. Usually when we do career mode, we pick from these people here, but there is another way to play the game, and you can go to player career, basically retiring players and they become managers. So you can choose a real player here. This works best when you've got players like Buffon, Ibrahimovic, you know, those older guys that are hitting the 40s. I think Buffon already passed 40, but let's say you do Ibrahimovic, and I don't know how old he is. He could be 40, I don't know. But if you go to Ibrahimovic in player career mode, basically it works with any players in the game, but this works better with the older players. You start a new save with him. Apparently he's 39 years old, so he's getting there. And basically go to the retirement thing in the squad hub, retire the player, and once he retires, he can become a manager for these clubs here. You're not going to get like Manchester United calling you on day one, but you can still manage in the Premier League, which is a good start. You can do Brentford, Norwich, even in the French divisions and stuff, La Liga. You're not going to get the club you want though, that's the problem. But if you don't mind, you can use a retired player as your manager, which makes things a little bit more interesting. It could be a better storyline to use if you're bored of playing those traditional career modes with normal generic managers. But that's all for part 1. I hope it helps you out, and I'll be back with part 2 in the future.